Hello and welcome to KTV Live. I'm Eddie.
And I'm Matthew.
And we are here giving you the rundown of KTV from last year and then going on to what we are looking forward to as a station for 2019. Isn't that right?
We are indeed. So what was your highlight from 2018?
Highlight from 2018. Ooh, there are so many highlights from last year that I am very much struggling to pick up from the top of my head, but I would perhaps maybe would like to say, I want to say elections 2018. I really did have a massive enjoyment in taking part in that, more so because I had quite a big involvement last year. What about yourself?
Well, I'd have to go for the big live link because I think it's probably the most ambitious project we've ever tried. It was 24 hours. We're going to show you a couple of clips relating to it much later in the show, and so definitely stick around for that because it is worth seeing and it was a really great project to be a part of.
And also continuing on what we just said earlier, what about what you're looking forward to this year in 2019?
This year, I'm looking forward to elections because I think it's going to be really interesting this year. We've got a really great team that are going to be working on it, so I think we've got the potential to have a truly amazing year. So there's definitely a lot of potential for growth of what we could do. If you're interested in nominating yourself for the elections, Kent Union's nominations close on the 11th of February, so that's an important piece of information. But I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Yourself?
Again, it's always a bit hard for me to try and pick one out, but I want to quickly say Canestock. It doesn't get much attention until about maybe towards May, but I always love it. I have a deep-rooted love for Canestock. It is a big campus music festival as well. I always have it, but yes, it is a absolute fantastic music festival. And also, I tell you what's also great that in relation to music as well is the Summer Ball. So we do have a highlights reel from last year's Summer Ball, which is featuring full of freshers. We're going to show you that video very shortly now.
See, that looked really amazing. I'm really envious that I didn't get to be there this last year because I was away, but you weren't there, so I want you to tell me what it was like because that video makes me look like I really should have been there.
It was definitely fun. There are so many guests, so many wonderful people who attended Summer Ball. I believe one of them was Gemma Collins of Towie fame. Yeah, she came, we did an interview with her and it was absolutely ridiculous. It was ridiculous because I struggle to try and comprehend the fact that she agreed to do something for KTV, give us an interview, and I'm still in amazement of the fact that she actually came to the Summer Ball as well. But yeah, Summer Ball is always an absolute highlight for anyone if you are a fresher, if you're a second year, third year, postgrad. It is the perfect way to end your academic year. You get to, I think the best bit about Summer Ball is the fact that you sort of get to end it with the people that you love, your closest friends, people that you might have formed relationships with, those kind of people, because at the end of the day, that's what Summer Ball's mostly is all about. So yeah, also going a bit more onto about spending those great moments with the people that you care about, I believe, and this is also somewhat tying into award season as well, because now we've got award season kicking up all around the world with the Oscars and BAFTAs. We've got our own personal awards ceremony that is in relation to KTV Inquire and CSR. We've aptly named them the Kick Awards. We do have a highlight video as well coming from the 2018 Kick Awards here's that video.
Hey guys, welcome to Kick 2018. It's going to be an amazing night full of celebration of talent across all media awards. It's going to be amazing and I can't wait to see who's won.
I'm feeling excited, yeah.
My intent, yeah, kind of raise awareness about refugees. There aren't that many in Canterbury, surprisingly, because we're so close to France, but yeah, I think that was my intent.
It was literally just an idea where I felt that on this campus there weren't a lot of shows that were situated towards black individuals and other ethnic minorities.
How does it feel, guys? You're both the winners of an award.
No, it's crazy. I'm just so happy to have won it. I'm extremely happy to have won it with Olgo.
We just finally got recognised and we actually finally have an award for it as well. So all our hard work paid off. Yeah.
And there you have it, our highlights reel from 2018's Kick Awards. What did you make of that?
It looked really fun. I mean, I didn't go to that year, but I've been to previous years, and I remember they were always great fun. We used to finish with a karaoke, and we'd all had an amount of alcohol to drink, I won't say how much. So it meant that the karaoke was always great fun. So it was definitely one of the highlights of the year for me.
For me, 2018's Kick Awards was my first ever one. So for me, that was incredibly special. That was my first one. It very, very loud. Everyone's so energetic and pumped. It is really surreal. And tying in with Kick, we also have the NASTA Awards as well. NASTA, if you don't know, is a big nationwide award ceremony where every single student television station across various different university campuses get to submit everything. And for us, Kick is taking place before NASTA. So I'm seeing Kick this year as more like the run-up or like a preamble to the main event. It's going to be fun. I know that well. We're all going to lose our minds. We are all going to lose our minds. It is. I don't think what I'm saying is justifying what Kick is, but I think if you ever are a part of student media, or if you ever do get to see the highlights, then you get to get have a look at a chance to see what it's like.
So, I mean, Kick is a great thing, and we get to reward the work that all the volunteers put in. And we have things like Best Newcomer, and that's always great because you get to reward somebody that's actually come to the society and helped the society grow. And often these people are the people that are actually going to help it grow. So in my last Kick Awards, the people that won that came first and second were Josh Samuels and Eleanor Moretzi, and one of them went on to become news coordinator, and one of them is now the deputy station manager at KTV. So it's a great opportunity to reward these members as they come in and help build their confidence so they can become some of the most important people in our station. And it's really nice that it's not just the people that have been here for years that are rewarded, but that everyone has the opportunity to get an amazing reward.
So yes, you also mentioned news there. You mentioned Eleanor being former news coordinator. This is, I think, is the perfect segue to talk about our next video, which is a highlights from KTV News. This is from, I believe, a report back from October. Now, you were formerly the news coordinator. Do you want to quickly mention about your time about with KTV News at all?
Well, news is a great project to be involved with because it basically involves researching stories and you really feel like you're in the know. So it's definitely something to get involved with, and this will give you a sense of what it was like if you watched the VT coming up now.
Hi, welcome to KTV News. This is a show where we report campus news. It's made by the students for the students. On the show today, we have highlights of the first Black History Month event on campus, a look at the exhibition outside Gulbenkian, a notice on World Mental Health Day this October. We also have a recap of Comic Con Festival on campus, a look on Freshers Week, a notice on the University Employability Festival, and a look at the university papers. We are kicking off the show with the acknowledgement that October marks Black History Month. Kent Caribbean Society hosted a talk with Professor Jacqueline Dunkley-Bent. It was an insightful and inspirational evening where she discussed topics including the 70th year anniversary at Windrush, the NHS, leadership, service and education. We sent a team out to film it, and here are the insights.
Mother that inspires me the most, and I think parents are so influential in what you become. You work hard, and that equals a result. And when sometimes you bring up the race card, or you're talking about a particular race issue, you can almost see, here we go again, been there, done that, wore the t-shirt, there's nothing wrong with that, etc., etc. So let's make a link with objective, empirical evidence, and let's not say, oh, you're being racist. There's a big difference as to how that's received. I don't think that anybody should play down their blackness. You are what you are, we are what we are. You don't have to dumb down blackness. And I haven't, this is me, this is me, I haven't adjusted or adapted or changed to speak to you. If my mother was here today, she would tell you.
And there you have it, highlights from our news show back in October last year. What did you make of it?
Well, I thought it was very interesting. I helped film one of those videos, the one with that woman lecturing, and I have to say, it was a very interesting lecture and one I definitely enjoyed going to, because she looked at how kind of race can impact. She talked a bit about Windrush, which at the time was very topical, and it was very interesting to be able to hear somebody speak about the issue in detail. I mean, what did you make of the bits you saw?
I think it's very much current. It very much keeps with all the stuff that's happened when we started the academic year. And I think that's the best thing about KTV News and our news department is the fact that we always try to keep it current. We always know when to find that key event and when to talk about it in the right manner. I remember some of the key stories from last year talking about stuff like there was like a fire incident back at nearby Westgate Towers. That was quite a big update. We've had some that was quite a big update. I believe you live streamed that from a phone of all things.
You did, because I watched it. Because
yes.
I was sat in a kitchen somewhere in the US and I was watching it on my phone thinking, what on earth is happening?
Yeah. And we've had some quite interesting and quite serious news stories over the past couple of years or so, even during our time. Not too long ago, we had the racist graffiti incident that happened nearby Elliott College. We've had, what was it? We've had numerous bomb scares, I believe.
Yeah,
well.
We had one in September 2015. Because I remember finding out about that when I walked into campus and they went, campus is closed. I went, it isn't, I've just come back from the shop. That was interesting.
Yeah. But we've also covered, I would like to stress that we've also covered some positive stories as well. We have covered stuff such as the medical school bid between Canterbury Christchurch and the University of Kent. That was a big change. And I think one of the most positive stories we've ever covered last year in particular and this year is Black History Month in the University of Kent. And I do believe we have a video, a highlights reel taken from last year's Black History Month event, which took place in October 2018. Black History Month is always a very important event. It is very much significant to the university. And And yes, it is very much topical, very much relevant, and we have that video ready to play for you pretty much now.
Being black means walking down the street and seeing people cross the road because you're walking behind them. It means going into a meeting and seeing people look at you when they talk about race or black issues.
I think about going through enormous adversity, strife and struggle.
Being black to me means constantly having to fight for my place.
To be black, especially if you live in the West, is to have no choice but to stand out.
Being black to me is being brave. It means stepping outside and facing and challenging the status quo all the time.
To be black means to be fearfully and wonderfully made, and it also means to be bold and courageous in all that you do.
To be colorful, to be fun, to enjoy food, enjoy music, enjoy people, family. The warmth that exists within communities, within families, within friendships.
To be black means being proud.
Being black means being a winner.
And being black means being powerful.
Being black to me means a lot of things, but at its core it means freedom to be who I am. Being black to me means acceptance whenever I step into a room.
It means being able to communicate with people on things that they actually understand, so music, fashion, and even hair. It means having discussions and debates about whose food is better, whether it be Caribbean, African, Nigerian, Ghanaian. It means being able to express yourself in different ways, whether it be for your fashion, your hair, or music. And it means doing the best for your people and standing up for what you believe.
I find it powerful to embrace my culture and embracing all the cultures that I'm surrounded in, being a Londoner, and enjoying all the benefits and also overcoming all the difficulties.
It's my identity, it's being Nigerian, it's having a rich culture and sharing that with various different people from across the world.
It's to be of a powerful heritage.
Being black is strength. Being black is beautiful. Being black is appreciation, and being black is everything to me.
It's who I am, and I'm about culture, tradition, and when we all come together, it's just a big family.
Being strong and powerful and walking in my identity and knowing who I am.
You can just appreciate the body and the natural beauty God gave you. You don't have to live by Eurocentric standard of beauty to be considered beautiful. Don't live by Instagram and what social media is telling you. Just be you. Be black, because black is beautiful.
Don't let your teachers or your community or the people around you tell you what you can and cannot do. You are the maker of your future. If you want to make change, go and make change. There's no ceiling, there's no wall that you can't hit, there's no place you can't find. Shoot for the stars and get to where you want to be. Like, don't let people limit you. Be the best that you can be. And when people try to tell you that you're aggressive, you're too this, you're too that, be who you are. Like, you're put on this earth for a reason. Like, live in that knowledge and be who you want to be in your life. Don't be restricted.
I define what black is. You don't. Everyone else around me doesn't define what black is. I define what black is, and being black is being me.
And there you have it, a highlights video from Black History Month 2018 that happened on the University of Kent campus. I would like to stress that it is very much important that we do have events like Black History Month, because they do raise awareness of some very much pretty serious issues that do happen, not just to the students here at the UKC, but to billions and billions of people across the world. And it's important that I feel that we raise that awareness and that we make sure we are vocal when it comes to stuff like discrimination. I think it's really important.
I think it's great that in Kent Union, an organisation, we have such strong representation of minority groups. So you saw with the video there, 3 of the sabbatical officers are black, and so we've got representation of BAME. We've also got representation in other areas as well. So there's representation of disability, LGBTQIA+. There's a lot of representation on campus, and it's one of the great things about being at the University of Kent and linking to Kent Union is this representation for people like that.
Yes, and continuing on from that, we're to do, I suppose, in many ways in representation. We're now going to sort of tie our ways into sport, because sport, especially here at the University of Kent, is becoming more and more inclusive. It is putting in more volunteers from and more participants from various different backgrounds, especially stuff like varsity as well. That's coming up, and honestly, I would recommend you check out varsity this year. That's our obligatory plug, so to speak, our obligatory varsity plug. But do check it out. But whilst we're still on the sport topic, there's a reason why I'm getting somewhere, and it is a series that we did for the Big Live Link, which is KTV versus Inquire. So to let a brief bit of history, this is a sporting competition against us, KTV, versus the student newspaper Inquire. It is basically a sporting challenge, and we do have a video documenting one of our many challenges of us expressing our banter against Inquire. So here it is.
What do you think we're gonna do for the Live Link?
I don't know, but I'm excited about it.
I know, me too. Hey! We're doing volleyball! KTV versus Inquire.
The Big Live Link.
1, 2, 3, Inquire!
And there you have it. That was a snippet from KTV versus Inquire, which is our most recent one, which is volleyball, wasn't it?
It was, and if you'd watched, you could see me falling around like an idiot. And it definitely was something if you saw me diving around like that. But
I would like to point out that I was there on the shoot, and you threw yourself like... I don't think I've ever seen someone throw themselves on a hard floor as well. So yeah, it is a recommended watch, definitely from both of us. You can watch KTV versus Inquire alongside all of our other KTV videos on our Facebook and YouTube pages. If you go on facebook.com/Kent Television, or if you go onto our YouTube channel, which is KTV-Kent Television, you will find all the latest KTV updates, KTV shows that we release on a weekly basis. There is all sorts going on.
And if you thought I had it rough with the falling around, this one got locked in the boot of a car. So I had it rough, he had it worse.
Oh, yeah.
And what's even better is we're going to let you see some of the footage from the video shot, including the one where he's in the boot of a car. So I really hope you enjoy this video, because I definitely will.
Oh, got text. Ooh. Right. In your car, you will find a raw egg.
Nothing back
Check the glove box.
Right. You have 10 minutes to get it as far from the car as possible.
Throw it.
The egg cannot break. For the first 5 minutes, the egg cannot leave the car.
After 5 minutes, the egg may leave your car, but we, the team, must remain in the vehicle and the engine has to be off.
The furthest egg wins.
Okay, let's go.
Right.
Should you choose to accept? No, you're doing it regardless.
Do we have another egg?
Do you want me to hold your legs or something? What's the...
Getting in! I've had several small children in this boot.
My bet, he's gotten the egg and then just lobbed it.
You absolute knob jockey!
There he is, there he is, there he is!
They put it in gear, the
How do you open the boot?
You ain't absolutely
I know what I need! Oh god. Not again.
There we go. It's gone mental!
What kind of martial arts skills have you got? Stop!
It's made me feel deeply uncomfortable.
And that was the trailer for K-Drive, our Top Gear inspired series that I had the fortune/misfortune to participate in. Like Matthew said, with KTV versus Inquiry, he threw himself on the floor for a volleyball match. Me, I threw myself in the boot of a car to complete a Lego set, all for entertainment's sake.
I mean, that video didn't look like you were thrown. That video looked more like you were pushed, almost manhandled, especially when the guy then drove off with you in it. I mean, that had elements to
The guy
of like
in question is our
you.
station manager as well. That adds to it, I personally feel. But K-Drive was an absolute wonderful thing to film. More importantly, the most important thing about K-Drive was the fact that it was made for charity. Or more importantly, the Big Live Link. For those of you who don't know, and we have briefly mentioned this before, but the Big Live Link was our charity live stream, which we did raising money for Books to Africa, which is a local Canterbury-based charity. And their aim and goal is to receive book donations and then to distribute them to various countries and cities across Africa to help boost educational needs there. It is a fantastic charity. I personally think it is a wonderful charity, and we do have a video documenting what they do as a charity organisation. Do you want to have any final say on Books Africa at all?
It's 50p per book to send them, so you can donate and it will make a big difference.
So there you go, and here is Books Africa.
So as you can see, Books to Africa is a really worthwhile charity, and we were fortunate enough to be able to raise over £600, which means over 1,200 books were being able to be sent to Africa, which is an amazing thing. So we've now got some people that are going to tell us their highlights, because definitely Books to Africa was one of mine.
Yeah, so I'm actually a volunteer with Books to Africa. So it was amazing for me to get involved and to contribute towards the charity, both as a volunteer, but also at KTV through the Big Live Link. I was doing the camera operation. I did some VTs as well. So it was really interesting to get to do something else other than being in the warehouse and helping out there. So that was lots of fun. And I think definitely my highlight from 2018.
What about you two guys? What do you think were your highlights for KTV throughout the past year?
Oh, excuse me. So I think the Big Live Link was absolutely a highlight for me as well. I know it's already been said, but I can't say enough how exciting it was to be a part of such a big, large-scale production. There were so many working parts, so many turning cogs in synchronization, and that was just thrilling. And that's probably what I'm looking forward to doing more of with KTV. How about you, Alex?
The big live link was saying.
So everyone's best highlight was the big live link, which is a good thing to hear.
It's unsurprising, I
Met so many
think.
people, so that was a fun side too.
Mm.
Working with others.
Yes. So most of you also actually participated for the big live link as well, not just on screen but also off screen. How was that like?
Fun, definitely.
Oh.
And a good challenge to do too. Staying awake 24 hours and working for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And meeting other people, but so.
Yeah, I think it was fun to do the stuff like on set and then also setting up and everything and seeing how the whole area was transformed just for Books to Africa. I think that was really amazing to just bring out so much awareness for Books to Africa, and people who didn't know about it now know, and that can contribute, to the charity growing.
Yeah. Obviously, having done the set design for it, it was also really nice to have a part in the branding and getting, not only doing something creative, which was absolutely brilliant, but something creative for a good cause. So the emphasis put on the style and the branding was really, really worthwhile.
Yes. Also, one thing I want to mention, mind if I pass this down to you? One thing I want to mention as well is Varsity. Varsity 2019 is coming up. I want to hear all your thoughts. It's a big sporting event. I want to know whether this is the first time you're going to be witnessing Varsity or what you're looking forward to the most. Starting with you, Alex.
It's the first time I'm going to see it, so I'm looking forward to all the different sports and the atmosphere. Mainly filming it, but also watching how it happens and how people react to it.
Yes. What about you, Langer?
Well, I watched Varsity in my first year. I watched rugby and basketball, I think it was. But then second year, I didn't really go out there and get involved. But this year, I'm looking forward to watching the games as well as taking part from a KTV side, whether it's camera operation or sound, whatever it is. I just want to get involved both on the sidelines and also from the KTV angle. Yeah.
Oh, let me just pass it over.
So thank you. I'm particularly looking forward to seeing the Falcons and the cheerleaders, probably because I wanted to be a cheerleader. I think I have it in me. I have it in me to be aggressively cheerful, aggressively enthusiastic, and I can't wait to experience the atmosphere and all that positivity that I'm sure will be around during the season.
Yeah. Do you have any more highlights from the year, Alex? I'm just going to pick on you. You seem like the person I could pick on. Any other particular highlights that you had throughout the past year, either in KTV or being on the university?
All of the same thing I said before, just meeting people in KTV and everywhere, and making new friends. So,
oh, that's actually quite sweet. I feel bad for picking on you now. I feel very bad. Thank you for
lovely man, and you just go for it.
That is basically what I am, just trying to find a victim. But what about you, Sue? What about any other particular highlights you've had apart from Varsity and Big Live Link?
Well, I joined KTV only in October, so I just only got involved with the Big Live Link. But I think on a more general scale, it was really just getting through my second year of university because that one, that one proved really tough. But to make it out alive and have a really good summer as well, I think for me was the highlight. Got to do a bit of traveling and go back home as well. So as an international student, that's a big one for me.
Yeah.
So I think those are my highlights.
And finally, you, Francesca. Let me see if we can get the mic to you.
Oh, no, it's not going to happen. But I think overall, I also only joined KTV this year and experiencing the welcoming atmosphere and the opportunity to get involved in workshops and just learning new skills, all the things that are offered here at KTV. All of them have been my highlights, and I'm so glad I joined when I did.
Well, it was fantastic hearing from you. Mind if I just victim? But thank you very much for sharing about your highlights, your experiences here at KTV and the University of Kent. And I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. Next week we have got a varsity-themed edition, haven't we, Matthew?
We have, so check it out if you're interested in sport. And even if you're not, because it will still be a great show, you can find it on our Facebook page, which is really easy to find. You just type KTV in. It's really worth checking out. There's some great content on there, isn't there?
Absolutely great content. You can also check out all previous varsities as well as all the other KTV Facebook uploads and all the YouTube uploads as well on our YouTube channel as well. But from myself, from Matthew and everyone here at KTV, this has been KTV Live, and we will see you next week.
you.